Are you getting frustrated with what to feed a teenager who's always hungry? Everybody knows that teenagers have a huge appetite. It seems like you need to feed them constantly to satisfy their hunger. It's even more difficult where teenagers who struggle with their weight truly want to make changes, like cut down on junk food or stop overeating, and they can't. There's frustration, isolation, stress, and that's why I decided to create a recipe collection of 30 easy and healthy meals for teenagers. They're all high in protein to satisfy your teenager's hunger, and they can all be ready in less than 30 minutes. If you want to grab a free copy, go to lifestyleforteens.com/recipes.
This is the Lifestyle and Weight Loss for Teens podcast. If you're a mom and want to help your child who is struggling to lose weight, you are in the right place. If you are looking for healthy lifestyle tips, Dr. Gorgery is here to help you understand the science around safe weight loss in teens and children. Because what works for adult weight loss is not always the best for children. This podcast is for educational purposes only. Dr. Gorgery does not provide medical, psychological, or nutrition therapy advice. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat any health problems without consulting your own medical practitioner. And now, your host, Dr. Jenny Gorgery.
Hello, welcome to another episode of this podcast. I decided today to talk to you all about the relationship of sleep duration and how that affects insulin resistance in teenagers. In the previous episodes, I talked a lot about insulin resistance in puberty and how that affects the journey of teenagers that want to get into a healthier episode. So you can go back and listen to episode 56 if you have not listened to it. And this is a continuation of that episode, and I'm going to focus on one aspect that makes insulin resistance worse teenagers, and that is sleep duration. So I will be talking also some basic facts about sleep in teenagers, and a couple of studies that showed how big of a problem is and how that affects insulin resistance. So in general, the recommendation for teenagers is to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. That is because when teenagers go through all those physical changes, that's a big stress for their body. So they need to have at least 8 to 10 hours to give their body enough rest. They also have a lot of homework, a lot of activities, and all those things that increases the need for teenagers to get at least 8 to 10 hours. Now, I know from experience that this is not happening. And it's not only my experience, but in fact, there are statistics, official statistics that have been done in the United States and show that 70 to 80% of teenagers in this country do not get the recommended amount of sleep, do not get 8 to 10 hours of sleep. And that is very unfortunate because not getting enough sleep can have implications about how that regulates their puberty hormones. And today I will be focusing on the effect of lack of sleep on insulin resistance. So there was this great study that was done a few years ago. It was published in the American Journal of Human Biology. The title of the article is The Association Between Pubertal Status and Sleep Duration and Quality Among a Nationally Representative Sample of U.S. Adolescents. And it's a great study because it was done in more than 2,000 teenagers in schools in the United States, where they went, they asked them about their puberty, they asked them about how many hours they sleep. And what they found is that the more advanced their puberty development was, the less they slept. As teenagers progress through puberty, instead of sleeping more time because their body needs more time to rest from all those changes of hormones that happen, they actually sleep less. And another study that I want to mention that looked even more into insulin resistance and sleep duration in teenagers. Again, this was an excellent study that was done in 2012. The title of the manuscript is Sleep Duration and Insulin Resistance in Healthy Black and White Adolescents, was published in the Journal of Sleep in October 2012. And what these researchers did, they examined 245 high school students. Again, they asked them about how many hours they sleep, and then they actually measured their insulin. So scientists have certain ways to calculate the insulin resistance. They measure the sugar, they measure the insulin, and then they measure the body mass index. If you don't know what body mass index, you can go and listen back to episode 1 of this series. And basically what they found is that the teenagers that did not sleep enough, and in particular the teenagers that slept less than 6 hours, they had higher levels of insulin resistance. And what that means is if the teenagers that slept less than 6 hours, when they ate carbohydrates and they ate dessert, pasta, anything, pizza and things like that have a lot of carbohydrates, their pancreas had to produce lots and lots of insulin in order to prevent them from getting diabetes. So they were in a state of insulin resistance that leads to prediabetes, that has a higher risk to lead to diabetes. And taking all this data into consideration, I want to stress one more time the importance of sleep to regulate the pubertal insulin resistance. It's a simple, maybe not so simple, but a natural way, let me say, that teenagers can implement to improve the insulin resistance of puberty by sleeping better, by sleeping more time. And it doesn't have to be like 2 hours more. Even if you can sleep every day half an hour more or an hour more than what you did last month, that is improvement. Like even prolongation of sleep by 1 hour, or even by 30 minutes, every little bit of that counts. And it may be helpful if you have any tracking device that can monitor your sleep. See if that may motivate you, but you really do not need that. You can just also simply keep a calendar with your bedtime routine, what time you go to bed, what time you wake up, and see whether you can improve that. And I will be talking more about sleep hygiene and how we can improve sleep in future episodes. But I wanted to pass out the main message, which is lack of enough sleep in teenagers is a reason that is associated with insulin resistance, and any effort that targets better sleep, more sleep, can lead to healthier insulin, can lead to pubertal hormone balance. I hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you next week. Take care.
If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, I invite you to come check out the LIFT program. It's Dr. Gorgory's 12-week coaching program for teens and their moms, where we take all this information, we apply it to your daily life, and we work together so your teenager learns how to create a healthy lifestyle so they can feel happier, more confident, less stressed, and love their body again. Visit the website at lifestyleforteens.com and click on the Work With Me and free resources to learn more about this program and get free help to start this journey right away. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Lifestyle and Weight Loss for Teens.